get the farm dogs recognized by the AKC. She says it's exciting, but farm dog folk don't want the breed's popularity to grow too quickly. John's report.
Some businesses use TikTok to grow their business. Some owners are using the platform in a variety of ways. The Justice Department ordering the app's China-based parent company ByteDance to sell TikTok or face a U.S. ban by January 19th, citing security reasons. The Supreme Court will take up the matter later in the month. You'll find more on these stories at townhall.com. I'm Ron Taylor.
Combat Veteran Motorcycle Association is an association of combat veterans from all branches of the United States Armed Forces who ride motorcycles as a hobby. Our mission is to support those who have defended our country and freedoms. Our focus is to help veteran care facilities provide a warm meal, clothing, shelter, and guidance, or simply to say thank you and welcome home. We members from nearly all states and
you can bring that in. I have more chance of having a disaster with the big company and that.
I don't think I've ever seen you drink an iced coffee.
Oh, I was really?
I think you're a hot coffee guy.
I don't know.
Am I red?
Okay, can we do that, Mike?
Yeah.
I'll be no, I'll be close together.
What are you trying to say?
Yeah.
The opinions expressed on this program are those of the
So, yeah,
host
let's
and
go
do
talk
not
about
express
Mark
the views of
Overton. I mean,
WBF ownership or Hometown Talk Radio. Content aired on all programs
So
are
we did a
those of the
show on
host
Friday, which is
and
good.
their guests.
Really good show.
Hey, Joey, what's happening? I mean, what's happening in Middleboro and surrounding towns? It's time for the Middleboro Week in Review with your host, Joey Driscoll. Stay tuned for news, Middleboro news, here on AM 1530 WBBS. Hey, Joey, what's happening?
And good morning and welcome to Middleboro in Review. I am Joey Driscoll. Today is January 5th, 2025. As Dawn looks at me kind of weird.
Well,
This
Friday's
morning.
the 24th. I caught that.
Did I?
I caught that. But he said earlier, he says, yeah, sometimes you say 25, or, you know, you went check.
I did.
24.
I said that at the beginning of the show yesterday.
Yeah. Oh, yesterday too? Oh, no.
I think so.
Friday.
Uh,
Friday.
no, sorry, I guess. Yeah.
You went live yesterday. Yeah.
Friday?
Yeah,
Oh boy.
that's how you caught
What a
it.
start.
A lot of people do that. The new year, they're writing the dates down, and so
Yes, absolutely.
some people will catch themselves till the end of January.
Yes, okay, let me turn the green mic up. I turned the red mic up. There we go. Now we're good. Now we get all,
Oh yeah, trucks.
all the
yellow. Okay.
all the mics up and all ready to go. And
I don't know. Yeah, you like that, Mike?
How do you know that's green?
He knows it's green because he's good.
Just a quick question. How long is it appropriate to say Happy New Year?
I say way too long.
I don't know.
probably until tomorrow.
That and when should Christmas trees and Christmas lights come down?
You know what? I do a oil. I say Happy New Year. I said Happy New Year in February. I got you a hairy eyeball walk away from that. It's like, and then I knew. Right.
So February 1 is the cutoff.
Yeah, I think
Joey
so.
and Joe, what about Christmas trees and Christmas lights? When should they come down?
This
Little
week.
Christmas. Little Christmas is the time for it to come down, or the 7th, because you want the tree up to celebrate till the last day. I hear, it's my mother always told me that Little Christmas is January 6th, which is tomorrow. So I said it's the 7th, but most people take it down on the weekend. I was talking to my sister, and she was taking it down yesterday. She says, yeah, you can leave up to Little Christmas, but I'm off today. You know what I mean? So I got to take it down now. So.
Well, I was in Swampscott yesterday and I saw a lot of live trees that were out, so they must be collecting them. So people have them. I was surprised at the number of trees that were already outside.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, well, I hear you, but I mean, it's good to take the trees down, the live ones, because they only turn into kindling.
Yes.
So, I mean, I'm not a big fan of putting trees up like after Thanksgiving. I'm a Waltons guy, and I went out on, on the Waltons. I mean, we always talk about Waltons, and I think it's a great American story.
One of the best, but why do they have two John Boys? That really bothered me, Don.
What? Who's John?
They had a second one. John Boy left, Richard Thomas left, and then they had a replacement.
Yeah.
Who does this?
Yeah, I don't know.
Terrible, terrible producing and directing at that point in time. Don't you
They
agree?
should have paid. They should have paid
Richard Thomas.
what he wanted
Yeah.
because he made it. Yeah.
Then he went on to It, the television version. So
They had a lot of different cast deals towards the end, but I mean they kept the shit. They kept the
not,
show
to,
going.
not to commandeer and take over Joey's show like you and I are doing, but the last question. Little House or the Waltons, if you had to choose one?
The Waltons.
Oh, not even close?
Not even close.
Oh, okay.
Not even close. Well, going back to the Christmas tree is they used to go on Christmas Eve and pick up the tree, and we've had Williams trading posts for the first 3 years of your show.
Yeah.
And we've talked to a few people who that's their tradition to go to a place like that. And and a lot of people would go like maybe 3 or 4 days before Christmas and get the tree. And see, I get in the Christmas spirit like a week before. This whole celebrating Christmas after Halloween isn't really my bit. I just think it just cheapens it a little bit. Some people like it. I'm not buying presents in August. I'll never do it. I won't do it. But I mean, people who have to buy a lot, who have on a budget, they're the smart ones. My friend's wife, she's always been Mark's wife there, Lisa.
Yeah.
She's always. It'd be like 2 days after 4th of July, I said, put over boxes. Lisa, what are these? Oh, these are the Christmas presents. Last year or this year? No.
We call that good prior planning. She's dotting eyes, crossing T's.
But I'm not wise about that. But it was good. It was a nice Christmas. I felt good. It was a nice, good New Year, and I think we're all happy, and seems like we're all healthy, and we're all smiling today, and we're all together.
It's good to be here. It's always good to be here.
We like having you here.
I love being here.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we have Chuck here today. It is the first Sunday of the month.
Which means it's Chuck Hart Day.
It's Chuck Hart
Well,
Day.
I appreciate you guys letting me do this because I get more out of this than you realize. I was telling your dad coming in that the father and son connection is very, very important to me to witness, and the relationship that you guys have in doing this is really important.
Yeah, no, I hear you. It's don't spend as much time with each other because it's over. It's over. I mean, you gotta treasure every moment like it's not like it's last day. I think that's the way I look at things. I mean, a lot of people are coming out. It's January, the middle of winter, but I love it's nothing wrong with January. It's all right. You know what I mean? We're here. Things are good. Power's on. The heat's running, and Joey's smiling.
All right, open phone lines today. 508-822-1106 is the number. 508-822-1106 is the number to call in if you have anything that you want to talk about. Want to get your last thoughts on the Patriots as they thankfully end their season today.
Oh, yeah, Chuck. I'm not sure if you listened to the show last week, but he was ragging on the Patriots for 30 minutes.
I torrented them a little bit, yeah.
Would not stop.
No,
Well, let me
they
ask you
deserve
this:
it.
Do you want them to win or lose today?
I want them to lose today. Yeah.
I do too.
I want them to get destroyed today.
Go Buffalo!
I want several things to happen.
I want him to win. Let him win.
I want them to make coaching changes as well. I really do. I think we're at that point. I think we're finally at that point where I can no longer. I've been trying all season to defend Gerard Mayo. I don't.
He's
think
going to be
I
waiting
can
for you in
do
the parking lot because he might lose his job
I
because you're
just-
running him off.
I just don't think I can defend Gerard Mayo. I certainly cannot defend our
I
offensive
would.
coordinator.
If he doesn't have the talent, I said it to you yesterday. We can't dedicate we dedicated a half an hour last week. And we said the same thing, and it's just like talking to a wall with you. Okay, it's not his fault if the talent around him is no good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Again, I don't believe that.
Viola.
I don't believe this is fully his fault. The players as well have a little bit of blame. When a player is telling the fans, "Stop booing us," you you shouldn't boo us and all this stuff.
I'll take my ball and leave. Yeah, right.
Yeah. Don't boo us. You shouldn't be booing us.
Is that the quarterback that said that, or someone?
One of the defensive players I think said that. And, like, really?
Well,
Really?
Isn't tomorrow the day that they, what do they call that, Black Monday in the NFL? Is tomorrow like they make the cuts and things like that?
Black Monday.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so that'll be tomorrow.
And potentially Patriots will be involved. Unfortunately.
What time's that all start? Will you have?
That probably will start in the afternoon.
So you
I'm
won't.
assuming.
So
Unless today's game goes really bad, I don't think they're going to be involved tomorrow.
it'll be interesting with Eric's opinion.
It would be.
on
It
that.
would be. I think. Gerard Mayo's lost me.
Eric Dunn comes in on every
Sure.
first Monday. He's
Okay,
one of
all
these
right, so
big
that'll
into
be-
sports,
okay,
and
yeah,
these guys,
yeah.
it's almost a sports show for Middleboro Matters. So anybody who's listening wants to really hear Joey and Eric talk about sports. They
Yeah.
pretty much talk all about sports, and Middleboro Matters
Right.
on WBBF.
Here's my final
11
thought.
a.m.
Here's my final thought on this, and we'll move on. I don't think Gerard Mayo's going to get fired tomorrow.
No,
I don't believe he is. I think
but if you would, have.
if I was
You
if
ever
I was
fired
Kraft,
anybody
if I was Kraft, I'd fire
Have
him.
you ever fight anyone before, Joe?
No.
Yeah, I have. It's
Yeah,
hard.
yeah, it is. If I was Kraft, I'd fire him. Unfortunately, but I'm not Kraft, and I don't think like Kraft either. I think Kraft is thinking that this team, we didn't go in having high expectations. He tried, but this team kind of fell apart. Players across the board on this team were not playing well. I mean, there were some players like Christian Gonzalez. Our tight ends were playing well. Drake May at times was playing well as well. But there's just too many players on this team that were not playing well and dragged the team down. So I don't think this is fully on Gerard Mayo, but the fans certainly think it is.
Oh, that's embarrassing.
Yeah.
I
don't
think
think I've
fans
ever
wanted
seen
Vrabel, right? Didn't they want Vrabel from the beginning?
Everyone wants Vrabel.
Yeah.
And I don't believe that's going to happen.
I don't either.
I don't believe that's going to
I don't
happen at
either.
all.
But that's embarrassing. I don't think I've ever heard that before. The fans
It is.
booing.
It is. I think what happens is Mayo stays, but Van Pelt Covington go. The defensive and offensive coordinator go.
Well, you know what?
And I think Elliott Wolf, the general manager, is on the hot seat.
Well, stay tuned.
Yeah.
That's all you can do.
I don't think Elliott Wolf gets fired from his general manager job, but he's definitely on the hot seat now. And I think Gerard Mayo, going into the second year, is on the hot seat. I think if this continues next year, we're going to see Gerard Mayo.
Well,
Do they give him like 2 or 3 year contracts, or does he just have I wonder what his contract looks like.
I don't know what his contract looks like, but I know he was pretty much preordained
Yes,
to
he
be
was.
coach
Yes, he was.
here in New England. And how is that turning out for them? So
I think
far,
Trump.
not so
I think Trump. Yeah. I think Kraft has a certain loyalty thing, and I also think he can be stubborn at times. I think he can be very stubborn.
I think so too. It's hard, This is the first year for Gerard Mayo. This is the first year ever coaching for Gerard Mayo.
yeah, I mean,
So this is hard.
Even as a head coach.
Yes,
yeah,
this
it's
is hard.
hard.
But the league,
Hard shoes to.
yeah, it is. But this is a league now where results matter, for sure. So if you don't, a lot of owners are impatient. If you
Yeah.
don't,
Are we spending a half an hour on this?
just one more thing.
No, you've already said that.
I know. I'm sorry, but I want to get this point out. We are in a league now where owners demand more results from coaching staffs.
Because they pay them all the money.
Exactly, because there's more money involved now.
Right.
Yes. All right. So that's it.
You can't take my $20 billion and have
Exactly.
a bad team.
That's it. If you want to call in and talk about the Patriots, you can. But we're going to move on from the Patriots because I did spend a little bit too long last week talking about this.
No, rant about it. Smoking. I never see his face get red.
You ended the year with a rant, and you began the year with a rant. So that's
Hey,
good,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
You're consistent.
Yes, I did.
Consistent.
Yes, I did. Don hasn't done his rant yet.
No, I haven't done a rant in a while. And I know Paul Laz wants me to do one. So at some point I will.
Yes.
But we got Chuck here, so there's a few things I hope we can talk about today.
Oh, there's some things you can
Oh,
rant about for sure.
No, I mean, there's a few things I'd like to,
Just talk about. Period.
Yeah, I mean, other than the Patriots, you know what I mean?
Exactly. So we're gonna move on to the Patriots.
Yeah,
Let's move on right now, and let's just do the weather real quick, and then we'll take our first break. Middleboro, it is 28 degrees, high of 35 today, low of 21 this evening. Mostly sunny skies today. Taunton weather, 28 degrees, a high of 34 and a low of 21 today. Mostly sunny skies. Driscoll, Texas, a high of 70. Not high of 70. Current temperature is 70, a high of 86 and a low of 42, and mostly sunny skies today. And Driscoll, North Dakota, negative. Ready for this, Don?
7
Negative 13.
right now.
Yes.
Road trip.
Yeah, let's go there.
Oh boy. Driscoll, North Dakota, negative 13, cloudy skies. It will clear up today. Mostly sunny skies. A high of. Don, you want to take a guess what the high will be today? 1. Exactly. It's 1.
How did you know
Bingo.
Because they got that polar vortex going through that part of town.
that? But why 1? Why not 4 or 5? How did you know that, Don?
Because they definitely, they were in the basement big time. You know? I thought he was going to say -1. And that's good. That's a
Not
heat
quite.
wave.
Not quite.
Yeah.
Not quite. All right, 7:23 a.m. Let's take our first commercial break right now. When we come back, we'll start off the show by asking Chuck Hart about what's going on with St. Vincent de Paul here for 2025, at least the first part of 2025. And then, because we have him on every month, so we're not going to ask him what's going on for the entirety of 2025, but we'll have him on again and again and again. So we'll have the chance to ask that as the year goes on. But like a little preview of what's going on here in the first month or two of 2025 and what St. Vincent de Paul did in 2024. So we'll have that in just a minute here. We'll take a commercial break, and we'll be right back on WVBF 1530 AM 99.7 FM.
Easy for you to say.
Yeah.
I'm going to Texas on Tuesday to see my son because he's flying in from Lithuania.
Oh, really?
His whole unit is coming back, or his whole whatever they are. Yeah,
Oh, he's done that?
He's done, coming home, because he did a month in Lithuania, and, no, he did a month in Latvia, and 8 or 9 months in Lithuania. I want to get to Driscoll, Texas, but it's far away from where my son is.
Yeah.
But-
It's Galveston. It's Galveston.
It's like it's the
no,
outskirts.
no, it's Corpus Christi. Yeah.
Corpus Christi outskirts.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a trek from where he is.
Yeah.
It's not like easily. It's not like going from
Texas.
Taunton to
Swampscott.
Swampscott. I would if it was that. It's not
Yeah,
even that.
no, it's Texas.
The traffic in this state is just. Well, you're out on the roads. So the traffic is just
It is bad.
unbelievable.
Hey, talk about Mark, right? Too?
Yes, second half of the show.
All right.
I want to start with what's going on with St.
All
Vincent de
right.
Paul.
Don't get lost in like more sports and then.
No.
Yeah, just do a few minutes on that because it's not. Well, right now it's kind of like a lull.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We got
Yeah.
about 4 minutes left in the first half. So.
And then you'll do the news, and then you'll.
And then we'll do the news, and we'll start with the second
Yeah,
half.
all right,
Okay.
that'd be good.
Okay.
Because it's an institution that's 32 years.
Yeah, it's incredible. He was
Yeah.
a dean, right? The longest.
Yeah.
Is he longest serving in the history? Or it's got to be close to it. All those years, 32 years. It must be close to like one of the longest serving state senators in Massachusetts history. I would
Yeah,
think.
yeah. And then
I can look that up.
And then 4 years as a state rep.
Yeah. Yeah.
So 36. You know what I mean?
How's the we alive on the air here? Okay, good. We're still alive. Perfect. That's what I want to hear.
I've heard from some pretty good sources that he was very close with the Clintons, or is close with the Clintons.
Oh, he's good friends with them.
And had Hillary won, he probably would have received an ambassadorship.
Yep.
Or something. So,
Yeah.
or some appointment.
And as a nonprofit organization, donate to various veteran care facilities and veteran charities.
You went to the.
I had an issue with unemployment.
Association and how
I'm trying to think what year it was. And I made one call to his office, and within a day, I needed a hearing because there's some type of I like made one mistake that
Yeah.
was online,
Yeah.
and it put it into the bureaucratic black
Yeah.
black hole. And one call to his office, and within a week, because they were going to make me wait 3 months for a hearing.
Who you talked to, Louie?
I don't remember who I
Yeah,
talked to.
Louis.
And whoever I
yeah.
talked to was like, and I got a call like the next day. They're like, Mr. Hartworth, okay, here we go.
Here we go.
Louis is the man.
3,
Is the man.
2, 1,
Hold on.
and 0. And we're back. So I turned down the bumper music. There we go. All right, we have 3 minutes before we take our commercial, or not commercial break, our town hall news break.
2025.
What? Our town hall news break from the Salem Radio News Network. We have 3 minutes. Chuck, 90 seconds. What were some of the important things that?
I just want to read something real quick.
Yes.
Did you know, I'm reading this right from the St. Vincent de Paul website, did you know that more than 49 million Americans live at or below the poverty level? 49 million. 1 in 5 children do not know where their next meal is coming from and may very well go to bed hungry. Those statistics are staggering and saddening. I think 2024 was a really good year for us. We brought back the Italian fundraiser. We're reaching out to the community more and more. We're so much more than a food pantry, and I think you guys know that. We just recently passed out thousands of gifts to families that otherwise would not be able to have Christmas gifts for their children. We've supported the veterans. We've had 2 massive meal distributions for Christmas and for Thanksgiving. There'll be one coming up in the spring for Easter. So just, reach out to St. Vincent de Paul if you're in this area, if you're from Rochester, from Rainham, from Middleboro, in Lakeville. Reach out, because there's just so many things we can help you with. Fuel assistance, they can help you with rentals. It's just like the charter for St. Vincent de Paul's asks us to take any issue on, anything that we can help another person that's suffering, that's struggling, that's living precariously, one paycheck away from perhaps being homeless. So we're there to help. So it's been a good year, and hopefully we'll continue. We need volunteers. We always need volunteers.
So what are the 4 towns that your chapter?
So it's Rochester, Carver, Lakeville, Middleboro. Did I say that correctly? I'm not
Yeah.
looking at it.
So it's 4 towns that, and they're located on Oak Street. 51
Correct,
Oak Street?
53 Oak
50
Street.
Oak Street, okay, right across from the parasol, right there.
Correct,
Yeah.
correct.
Okay, so I mean, WVBF does a lot of commercials,
Yes,
and
yep.
with Joey's voice and other people's voices and stuff like that.
You've had the Madam President on also, our first female president
Yes,
of the chapter.
yes, we've
Linda,
had
would love to come back.
Ray LaPrey, we've had
Yeah, and David Cunningham, the food
Cunningham,
director, yeah.
so we've had a lot of people, and I'm really, again, I'm proud of Joe. He's really, during the pandemic.
And we appreciate that. We
took
really appreciate that.
He took
Joey.
that on his own. I mean, I give him a lot of good ideas, but this was his idea.
No, and the blood drops. I always talk about blood
And
drops.
he's really good about
That
the blood
was
drops.
another one of my ideas.
So I mean, that's a go-to radio station, WBBF, to get that information.
As a member of St. Vincent de Paul, the last thing I'll say is I appreciate what you and Don do. This, any type of publicity, any type of getting the word out is so important. And I'm noticing when I'm volunteering, and I haven't been in there a while because I've taken a little bit of a hiatus because of some family issues. I'm seeing more and more parents in with children. So we are servicing that statistics of 1 in 5 kids. So we're seeing more and more younger families. So it's a great resource if you need it.
Speaking of blood drives, when we come back from our news break, we're going to talk about blood drives real quick. Let's spend a minute talking about that. We've got a lot going on in January and one going on in February. So we'll talk about that in just a moment. Let's take our news break, our town hall news from the Salem Radio News Network.
What's the connection with Salem News and down here?
I know.
Because I
Chris
like
found it.
I like it. I'll tell you why. I'm a Swampscott guy.
Yeah.
So Swampscott and Salem's North Shore. So I'm listening to the station like sometimes in the afternoon, and I'm getting all North Shore news, which I love. I mean, they're talking about Saugus, Mass, and Danvers, Mass, and Marvelous, Mass. That's my childhood.
Is it
So
on
it's-
Salem House?
Yes, it is.
Is it?
Yes. It's all.
Because we only hear.
It might not be the. All I
No,
know
no,
is
we only
all
get
I know.
national stuff.
All I know is in the afternoon. If you listen to the station in the afternoon,
Yeah.
they have North Shore stuff. And I'm trying to
Yeah,
figure
but
out-
you're not listening to this station. You're listening to the network.
So they go to the network.
Yeah.
So I wonder why they're targeting the North Shore versus,
No.
yeah. Because it's all North Shore news. It's interesting.
I don't know where they come out
I
of.
found it by mistake. I just had, because I programmed.
Dallas.
It's out of Dallas.
We're coming out
So
of
I wonder why
Dallas.
they're focusing in on the North Shore in the afternoon.
Well, it's not them. It's,
Right.
He flips it over to the network.
No, but I wonder why the network is focusing.
That would be, wouldn't that be TIC doing that?
Yes.
Yeah, it's TIC doing
Already.
that.
And where's that go out of? WADT?
WATD, I think,
Yeah,
yes.
and everyone uses those when people sign off because
Yeah,
you have to do an ID at 24/7.
I think WATD, there's like 2 floors. One's the station, the other one is TIC network.
Yep. I mean, we've had people like ex-people from.
1.8%. NVIDIA
Yeah.
provided
Yes.
much of the market's momentum, rising 4.5%. Shares of U.S. Steel dropped 6.5% after President Biden scuttled Nippon Steel's proposed $15 billion purchase of Pennsylvania-based rocket.
So I don't know how you feel about that, Don. The U.S. Steel thing. How you feel about that?
I think Biden made the right choice, and I think and Trump backs him on that.
I think.
Yeah, we can't have what if, I mean, Japan is our ally, but what if Japan falls into, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
I don't know.
Like
We need our own.
North Korea, not North Korea. South Korea is our ally, but look what's going on there. So,
Yeah, no, we need our own steel.
exactly.
Feeling more alive.
Yeah, right.
Do it with Relief Factor. Relief Factor is a daily supplement.
I think that's the only thing Biden and Trump agree on.
Developed by a team of
Which is
doctors.
good.
It doesn't just
Agree on
address
something.
pain temporarily, it helps reduce or eliminate pain. Over 1 million of us have turned to Relief Factor. Feel the difference it can make in your life. Give their 3-week quick start a try. It's only $19.95. Less than a dollar a day. Just 1-800 the number
Yeah, that
4
sounds good for being so dark.
The number 4 Relief. You can
Yeah,
start feeling
It's
yeah.
starting to get light.
I love this time of the year. I know you guys. I love from. And I totally agree with you about Christmas, and my wife and I disagree about it. I can't stand. I think it's been cheapened. When I see Christmas stuff like in October in Lowe's and Home Depot, it saddens me because it's all commercialism. It's
Yeah,
all
it-
about
it-
commercializing it, so people
yeah.
making quick choices and buying things.
Well,
that they don't
more time to buy
consume.
presents
It is.
for
It's
everybody.
exactly what it is, Don. It's exactly
My,
what it is.
my opinion is that Christmas starts on December 13th. December 13th.
Why the 13th?
12 days of Christmas.
I can buy that.
Yeah,
But my
December 13th.
yeah, 12 days of Christmas. Yeah.
And then it should be done on
Yeah.
December 26th.
My wife took everything down on the 27th, only because she couldn't do it on the 26th because we had to go somewhere. When I came home from work, everything was gone.
But you kind of want it around after a couple days after.
I agree. That's what I tell
But
her.
it's on. But you can look at it. But she's sick of looking at it because she's been up since September. Or whatever.
No,
I think
she put
it's
it up.
absolutely is
Did Thanksgiving fall a little bit later?
Yeah.
So she felt like we were losing time. So she put it up like I think she put it up the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. Oh no! She put it up the Friday after Thanksgiving.
Oh, okay.
But that bothered her because she felt like she lost like a week.
Yeah, but she takes it down on the 27th. Let's just leave it for.
That's what I said. What's the problem?
Can
It's
you-
over. She's very direct on it. She's like, it's done. It's anticlimactic after that.
So when,
All right.
when it comes to
I'm
the,
gonna argue about Christmas.
to getting to taking down the Christmas stuff, I think the latest it should be is January 2nd. In my opinion,
Why?
because it's the day after the New Year.
Yeah.
You know,
See, I was surprised.
Maybe,
the
maybe
Green
you're
is still
away
up.
that
The
week.
Green still has their lights on. I was very surprised by that. We drove
Day
through
after
there.
the New Year, you're away.
Was it on this morning?
No, this is a couple of nights ago. I don't know. They might have stopped it now, but it was a couple. Maybe they wait to the 6th.
No, tomorrow they're taking it down.
Okay.
I think Christmas music on the radio should be done on December 27th.
When should it start?
December 13th.
Oh, you're really sticking with the 12 days of Christmas. Because some radio stations have started like in early November.
I think you're right. It's cheaper.
Yeah, it is. Well, I got that from you.
2 weeks. Set aside 2 weeks
Yeah.
for radio to do your Christmas music. On December 27th, done. No more.
See, I like Advent. I like the whole idea of Advent. I think Advent is like rocks because it's all about anticipation. So I like that
Yeah.
very much.
All right, real quick, right, Joey?
Back to the Patriots.
We're just gonna go right back to whatever we're talking about.
Well, you're the one's got to start it out. You can talk about Friday, the show Friday,
I
right?
know that.
Blah, 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 blah.
Gotta talk about that, yeah. Oh, here we go. 3, 2, 1, 0. And we're live once again here.
Do it live.
Keep going, Riley. Yeah, check out that clip. Make sure there's no kids around though when you do that. Yeah, not audience friendly. Anyway, it is 7:36 a.m. It is January 5th, 2025. I should look up how many more weeks are left in the decade because we are pretty close to the halfway point of the decade.
Scary.
Which is scary. I think at the end of, or the middle of June, I think, is when the halfway point is for the decade. Anyway, moving on from that. Friday, I had a great program here on WVBF, Hometown Talk Dawn, Friday edition with me and Mark Pacheco.
That was a great show. I listened to the whole thing. It was a great show.
Yeah, we played Mark Pacheco's farewell speech, which is was a really great speech.
Oh, that was a great speech. And he said he was going to play it again at some point, sometime.
I think so, at some point. Yes.
Yeah, so hopefully people have a chance to listen to that. That was a great speech. I didn't get to hear the whole thing because I was in and out of the truck making my deliveries, but it was really good. He played a couple other speeches from Roderick.
Yeah, from
Roger
Senator Brady
and Senator Brady
Roderick.
and himself. Yeah. Oh, we got Chuck here. And, what for Senator Mark Pacheco? What memories do you have of him? Because he's been such an institution. He's been here, 36 years in public, and working for the legislators and then other things, school committee and stuff.
Yeah, I forgot about his time on the school committee. One of the things that stands out to me is when I was elected to the student trustee at Bridgewater State College back in 1990 or 91. I think at that time you and I were talking off. I think he was the state representative, and he came and he addressed the board of trustees. We were going to be raising Bridgewater, had to raise fees, and I just remember him being very young and very charismatic. And I thought, well, here's a guy that's probably going to go somewhere in politics if he so chooses. The other thing I remember is when in 2010, he ran against David Pottier, who's still a councilman, and at the time I supported David Pottier, and I don't think Mark was happy with me, but Mark ended up very, very easily defeating Councilman Pottier, and I remember him being a little bit maybe resentful towards me for doing that, but then we were able to like rekindle and had a conversation and stuff. So, and I remember him seeing him at Carol Doherty fundraisers when Carol was running it. Just very, very supportive. And then I was telling you guys off the air too that one time I had an unemployment issue, and I made one call over to his office. I didn't speak to him directly, but so I think he had people working for him that were also incredible, and they were able to rectify a very serious problem very, very rapidly for me and my family.
I've heard stories. I know people too that's happened to, and I think this individual talked to Louis Laura,
Yeah.
and Louis is awesome.
Yeah, I think it was actually.
I've got to know both of them, and I really think they're my friends. I really, and they've been really good to Joey here at the radio station. And my brother lives down at Agawam Shores, down in Wareham, and that's part of what he represents. And
Yeah, what a large district. When you think about that district,
Yeah.
it's kind of all over the place.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
It's a very large
and
district.
it's such a purple district.
Yeah. Oh,
So,
yes.
I mean, if you
Yes.
can keep people down here happy,
Yes.
okay, being in the purple district, a lot of, I mean,
Some would say red. Some would say a lot of it is red.
yeah, a lot.
A lot of it is red.
a lot
If
of
you
it
look
is
at
red.
Dayton and Middleboro,
And if you can have an individual who can make everyone, and you can see past the, I mean, he's Democrat, and obviously, he goes for the Democratic ticket, but he takes care of his constituents. So, I mean, you can look at a national election, but the most important is the local.
Tip O'Neill said it done, right? All politics is local. And a lot of congressmen in that book, Tip O'Neill said a lot of congressmen and women went there. They forgot about their local constituents. Mark Pacheco never did.
No.
I mean, I made one call, and he didn't know me intimately. We didn't have a friendship. I mean, he might say Chuck Hart, but I don't know who it was, Louis Laura, or whoever it was, but within days, they had a very serious problem. I mean, when you don't have money coming in,
Right.
and you're waiting for an appeals process, and the state's telling you, oh, it's going to be 3 months, And like I said again, I did not have a personal relationship with him. I wasn't calling him personally. We weren't eating dinners, but I think he was a great public servant to his constituents.
He picks
And
up
there's
the phone.
Oh yeah, and I think there's probably thousands of stories like that.
He tells Joey, call him.
Yeah. Yep.
And Joey's like, he always picks up. You know, if he doesn't pick up, he always calls back. And that's what I've noticed, you know, dealing with Joey and stuff, and other people. Like I said, my brother down at Agawam Shore, down in Wareham, he came down, and he had a lot to do with, they had weed problems, you know, with the weeds.
Oh, yeah.
And
Yeah.
Mark, big supporter of helping out with that, because all the people on the water pitch in and pay a little bit of money to get it done. But Mark Pacheco was a big help. Okay, because when I told Tom, I said, you know, Mark is bought the radio station. You know what I mean? Joe's new boss. He's like, oh, you know what? He was down. There was a barbecue. He came down. And he really went to bat for it. So every corner knows him.
And the veterans, also Joey and Don, I've heard he's been very, very helpful for veterans.
Right.
So all the, like I said, I think you hit the nail on the head, Don. Just that commitment to his constituents, no matter what the issue is.
Right.
I didn't expect to receive a phone call within a day. I did not. I said, we're going to be in a bureaucratic system. And like I said, so whether it's doing things in Wareham or doing, I've heard great things, and he was the dean of, I believe, one of the longest sitting, Joe's going to fact check that, but I do believe one of the longest sitting, he was the dean currently, correct? He was the longest serving.
Yes, at that point in time.
At that point
you know,
in time.
when he retired.
So good sense of humor too. I remember him having a very good sense of humor. And I had the pleasure. I worked for a short period of time, for 3 years, for Justice Resource Institute, and he had an office at the time. Mark Pacheco had an office at the Crocker Building, right over in the Green. I don't know if he still does.
Okay,
but
yep.
I got to see a lot of, because our office, JRI office, was in there, so I got to see a lot of foot traffic coming in,
Yep.
men and women, and a lot of them, you know, would chill. I just remember a lot of people coming in. Mark Pacheco to me was also very accessible. He seemed to be very accessible, willing to sit down, meet with you.
You know, well, that's
meet
a
with you.
hard thing to do.
It is.
Because it's a 24/7 thing.
Correct.
And you have to have if you met him, he has a certain mannerism. He's quiet, and they call him the quiet man. You know? that's what I heard of the speech. I never knew they called him that, but listening to the speech on Friday on the WBBF here, it's just he just listens to you. You know, it doesn't go over his head. You ever talk to somebody and you think it's going over their head? So I mean, you know what I mean? That's from just absorbing stuff, and then taking that information and going for the positive way for his constituents.
And he did tell me, I remember speaking to him, this is during, I think Carol's first election was like kind of COVID, so I remember being on a Zoom call after Carol won, because I did a lot of door-to-door for Carol, and Mark was in it, and he did tell me that that this is one of the redder, he didn't even say purple, he said it's the most conservative of all the gateway districts. Like Taunton's a very conservative city. Compared to other gateway cities, I remember him saying that, the whole district. So you're right, to last for, to be reelected all those terms, and at best a purple district and maybe even a red leaning.
Right,
district.
as a Democrat, because most people, I mean, he always supported the National Democratic Party.
Correct.
I mean, that's
correct,
because that's what his beliefs are.
Correct.
But for somebody who votes Republican and still voting for him because of what he does here, you know what I mean? Local politics are local,
Yep.
national are national.
Yep.
I mean, it's a total different.
Totally agree. The other thing, he never took there's a certain humility to him, because he never took an opponent. I think that Marie Collins, it's either Marie or Marie Collins ran against him, and was kind of a neophyte to politics, had never been elected, and he took that campaign very serious. I saw his signs everywhere that they were going door to door, they were making phone calls.
Yeah, you can't
so
assume.
so I think that he never assumed. He always said, "No, I'm going to prepare as if I'm running against a grade candidate," and I'm not saying
Right.
Maria wasn't. Because she did well, but again in a very purple or red district. But he took his campaigns very serious.
Yeah, never
very
the
serious.
never the shoe-in attitude.
Correct.
Never.
Correct.
Joey?
Yes, he is the longest serving member in the Massachusetts Senate.
In the history.
History.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Or close to it. I mean, you have to be when you.
Doesn't say history.
All right,
According
so-
to the Boston Herald, he is the Massachusetts Senate's longest serving member. I don't know if it's history,
Okay.
but that's at least according
Well,
to
anyway,
Boston.
that's incredible longevity.
Won every
Incredible
election.
Politics.
Won every election he's
Yeah,
done.
yeah,
The-
that's incredible.
on
I wonder if he
the
ever lost an
US
election. I'd be curious if he ever lost anything.
I don't think he has.
Yeah.
On the U.S. side, Massachusetts' longest serving senator was Ted Kennedy.
Okay.
1962 to 2009. So
Right.
that's on the U.S. side. So
Yeah.
Massachusetts side, I don't know. Could be Mark, but
Well, but I mean,
Again, I'm
he's not going anywhere. He has a radio station, and he'll probably start a show. Will he talk about a show he wants to do?
yes,
Yeah.
Commonwealth Report.
Yeah, he said he's done that before on cable.
Yes.
And he's going to bring a lot of people into the radio station
Nice.
that are well. Because now he has the time.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, you know,
Because like you said, that's a 24/7 job when you
Yeah.
think about it. All of the people.
just being able to kind of manage this.
Yes,
And
yeah.
I'm really proud of Joey because every time Mark's called him to do something,
He does it.
he does it.
Yeah.
And I said, don't say no to your boss.
Yeah.
Just make sure. I mean, and I've said to him too. He's a busy guy. I mean, he's just whatever. He's a state senator. Okay, so when he calls you to do something, obviously he needs you to do it.
Yes.
So
Another-
he
it's
does
another
do
thing-
it.
It's another thing I appreciate about your relationship with Joey is teaching him these good morals and values. Your dad is, obviously you are a outstanding, fine young 25 or 26-year-old young man, and your dad has instilled principles and worth ethic in you and values. And
I think people
that's
see
so
that.
important. They definitely do.
He gets along with
Definitely.
everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Everybody. And
Well, you're very likable.
I think everybody.
You are.
I
You
think
are.
it, Chris Keach, another one, mentor when he first started. Chris taught him a lot with the news. Okay, Tony Lopes hired him. Steve Callahan hired him. Paul Laz, good friends with Paul. And everybody else. I'm not missing anybody, am I?
No.
No. Ed Milton, Tony Branch. You know, we've been on their show on Stand Up Strong, and we're all friends. We're
That's awesome.
all got a great working relationship with these people. It's really fun. Ed Miller's been on our show a couple times, and Joey and I have been on Stand Up Strong. And it's a political show. The only time we get to talk politics.
Yeah, we don't talk too much politics on this show and all.
No, I don't think people want to listen to politics at 7 in the morning.
The only time we really got into politics was when the Massachusetts high school mascot bill was going on.
And they kept the Sachems, right? The Sachems still the Sachems?
Yes, they are. I believe.
So
I
the
believe
logo is changed, but the name is still there.
The logo's changed?
Yes. I know some schools decided to change their
Right,
their
the Red
name
Raiders.
logo.
No country.
Some didn't, like Dartmouth. So there's, I think, just my personal opinion on it is let the towns and cities decide as to
I believe
what
that.
they want to do with it.
Yeah, I believe that.
I think that's the best way to go. Instead of doing the putting a bill together and having
Well, you
all
don't,
of them.
you don't really hear too much about that because that was the big thing about maybe 5-6 years ago. Everyone wanted to change something.
Yeah, you don't.
They want to scrub everything
don't care.
clean, and that now it's kind of dying down.
Yeah, I don't care
think.
about this. I don't hear about it anymore either.
No, but I'm not calling it a fad, but it just seemed like it was the thing everyone wanted to do.
And they're even talking about bringing back the Washington Redskins logo. In some
and the
capacity.
name. What's it called now?
I don't know about the name, but definitely there's talk about the logo coming back.
What's the
I
name?
don't know
Now
the
they're the
name.
Washington Commanders.
Oh, the
Washington
Commanders?
right now.
Yeah.
You know,
There's
this
talk
is-
about the logo coming back. I'm not sure about the name.
No.
Not to be tangential or political, but they did this with military bases too. My son is at what used to be Fort Hood, and they named it to Fort Cavazos. So the military had this because they felt that there were Civil War generals and it cost them millions of dollars to rename all of these military installations. So it was happening on a national level too. So
I think maybe,
again, not to get political.
I
but
think maybe why they named them after Confederate generals, and maybe some of those were, not in the teens or 1940s.
Yeah.
Is to I don't know. I mean, because when you have a civil war, you kind of have to come back together, and you can't
This is
just.
correct.
I mean, I know we defeated the South, but
And the War of Northern Aggression, by the way, that's what they call it down the South.
okay, well, whatever. But I mean, it still takes time
Yeah.
So, I mean-
it's healing.
Exactly.
It's healing.
because there was a lot of brave.
Yes.
I mean, General Lee went to West Point.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
These were brilliant,
Yeah.
and they fought in other U.S. wars.
Yeah.
Mexican-American War. All these generals who went to the South.
Correct.
So I mean, you can't erase that in a way. I mean, it was terrible, the Civil War and what it was all about, but we're the most strongest country because of it.
Correct.
So
We can take a commercial break. We'll be right back here. On
With that being said,
Yes.
In Middleboro in review on WVBA 1530 AM 99.7 FM. We're still about 9 minutes or so. Call in 508-822-1106 is the number.
yeah, Mark is I'm glad you said that because he really is constituent oriented.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't know. I mean, I knew him in passing. He may or may not. He wasn't happy with me when I supported, and he asked me why.
Yeah.
And I said I just felt like David came to me and we had a conversation, and but he was able to. He actually shook my hand, and there was a time I think he was a little bit. He looked at it as being, because he's very loyal. I think he's a loyal guy, and I think he looked at it as me being disloyal. But in retrospect, he was like, we shook hands.
Well, you
and,
kind of have to have that attitude if you're running.
yeah.
You know what I mean? You can't just, you can't go kiss and make up that fast.
But I think he's a great public servant.
Yeah.
He really cared
But he's
about.
gonna be good.
He really cares about people.
I think the radio station's going to do really well now.
I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad that he's going to be investing more time. He's not a lot of time, like you said.
Yeah.
But he's investing more time.
And he'll probably have a lot of people. He was talking about on Friday. Who was he talking about having call in? Diane Donaggio.
Diane DeZoglio.
Yeah, the state auditor.
Oh, she's incredible. She is incredible. I met her at the State House Student Government Day. She was a keynote speaker.
Yeah.
And I went up to her, asked her, I said, can you do the 3 weeks later, I called into her office and asked if she could come and be the keynote speaker at our graduation at Chamberlain in August. And she couldn't because she had a prior commitment. But read her backstory. Read her backstory. Her backstory, Google it, is incredible. And she was explaining to all these adolescents of what she went through. And her ability to be resilient.
Yeah.
I won't even tell you the story because I want you to. You probably can find her on YouTube. But I was like listening to her speak. I'm like, my God, what an unbelievable public speaker she was.
Yeah.
In front of like 300, 400 kids.
Yeah.
Or adolescents,
Yeah.
14 to 20, 14, 18-year-olds.
Yeah.
Student Government Day, they do that every year in April.
Yeah.
Incredible experience.
Yeah.
Incredible experience.
Now
for
he's
these
gonna
kids.
have. I tell you, he's gonna. Now that he has the time,
Yeah.
and I think he might.
But he must have been great.
Look at Buddy Cianci.
Yeah, I know.
Look how
I know.
popular he
I know.
got when he got the mic.
I know.
You know what I mean?
I mean, talk about charismatic and charming.
He went to federal president, came back, and got back on the air.
Well, James Michael Curley is the same way. The guy was elected to Congress in jail. When my guidance counselor, Mr. McDevitt at Swampscott High School, he told me, when I talk about constituent services, that his family they were freezing, they didn't have coal. He made one call to Curley's office and coal was at their house the next day. He grew up in Charlestown, John McDevitt. True story.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1, and 0. And we're back. Turn down the bumper music. There we go. 7:54 a.m. here on WVBF 1530 AM 99.7 FM Middleboro in Review. Coming up next is Bread of Life with Pastor Ortez Vandross. And then after that, the Rosary. And then after that, our 9 o'clock program, which is Medicare A Moment with Martha Cloven. Then at 9:30, we have the TIC Network. At 10 o'clock, we'll have, what will we have?
All on God.
No.
Calvin Piazzolla.
Why am I forgetting it? God be the glory. There we go. Why am I forgetting the name thing?
He's
God
good.
be the glory from Reverend Curtis Dias this morning at 10 a.m. 11 a.m. we'll have Musical Odyssey as well with Ed Sutka. Great program every single week of amazing classical music. At 12, we will have Stand Strong with Bishop Tony Branch and Ed Miller today.
Because Ed's not going to the game.
Ed Miller is not going to the game.
So what time is that game at today? Is that 1 or 4?
That is at 1 o'clock. And 1 o'clock starts today.
Are they in Buffalo or New England?
They are in New England.
Okay, wow.
Yeah.
Road trip.
So
Probably get tickets for $2.
there you go.
Yeah.
That's what we got going on today. Blood drives. We have 2 in the month of January. Friday, January 17th, Church of Our Savior, 60 Union Street in Middleboro, 10 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. for that blood drive. Thursday, at the Bridgewater, Thursday the 23rd of January. There we go. I can't just say Thursday because it's not this Thursday. It's Thursday, January 23rd. The Bridgewater Police Department, 220 Pleasant Street, Bridgewater, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. for that blood drive. And then Lakefield United Church of Christ on Saturday, February 1st, 1 Precinct Street, Lakeville, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. for that blood drive. So a lot of blood drives coming up. We'll have more for the month of February as we get closer to the month of February. And Don, you want to say something? Don?
Oh, no. I just, I think we had a really good show, and talking about Mark Pacheco, and I just like the idea he sang at the end.
Yes.
Yeah, he did.
He did.
Do you want me to sing for you?
No, well, you can't. Don't. I get in trouble with the millions. No, but he was able. He sang "My Way."
My Way, yeah.
And I've never heard him sing before.
Great.
Great
voice.
it was good. It was such a wonderful sign off
Yes, it
for
was.
many years of dedicated service to the people
So,
of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts.
Thank you, Mark Pacheco.
Yeah, I was telling your dad off that song. It makes me think of Carl Yastrzemski, the great Red Sox #8. That when he retired, he ran around Fenway Park and they played that song. I can remember watching it as a little boy because I love Carl Yastrzemski.
I love the idea that Mark sang it.
Yeah, that's great.
In front of the house,
Yeah.
in front of the
Yeah.
in that old building, in that old historic building, the dome cover. And
That's
it was just amazing.
Today in history. Right, January 5th, 1781, American Revolutionary War. Richmond, Virginia is burned by British naval forces led by former American General Benedict Arnold.
Yeah, Benedict Arnold, before he turned into a traitor, he was a pretty ruthless
Yeah.
general.
Yeah.
He won a lot of battles. Yeah.
1914, not 1714, 1914, the Ford Motor Company announces an 8-hour workday and a minimum daily wage of $5 in salary plus bonuses. So that was a pretty big deal.
Yeah, that was a lot of money back then.
1925, Nellie Taylor Ross of Wyoming becomes the first female governor in the United States. 100 years ago today.
What state?
Wyoming.
Oh, nice.
Wyoming. 1933, construction of the Golden Gate Bridge begins in San Francisco. 1972, United States President Richard Nixon announces the Space Shuttle program. And the Space Shuttle program, that had about 100 plus missions or something along those lines, Son. A lot of missions.
The first technical was the Enterprise. It was a glider. 1977, it just glided off a 747. I remember the Star Trek cast got pictures in front of it, like in the 70s.
Birthdays. 1923, Sam Phillips, American radio host and producer. He founded Sun Records. 1959, Clancy Brown, American actor. Younger audiences know him as Mr. Krabs. Older audiences know him from probably Highlander, some other movies in there. I think he was in Sean Penn's first movie as well. 1993, Philip Dorsett.
Mr. Krabs, SpongeBob.
Yes,
Okay.
Krabs, SpongeBob, yes. 1993, Philip Dorsett, famous Patriot as well. Won a Super Bowl, I believe, as well. 1994, Matt Grzelcyk, American ice hockey player for the Bruins. Our passings today. 1796, Samuel Huntington, American jurist and politician. He was the 18th governor of Connecticut. 1933, Calvin Coolidge, American lawyer and politician, 30th President of the United States. There's a funny story with Calvin Coolidge. I'll talk about that next week. I don't have time to talk about it today. I think I've mentioned it before, but I'll mention it at the beginning of the show next week. 1943, George Washington Carver, American botanist, educator, and inventor. So his passing was 82 years. 82 years ago today. 82 years ago today. I gotta get my dates right on that. All right,
2025.
It's 2025. Yes, and that will do it for the
First show is 2025.
Yeah.
first program. In
I think
2025.
we all wish everyone a happy new year.
Absolutely.
Happy, healthy, prosperous New Year.
Happy New Year.
We will be back next week. Me and Don will be back next week. I'll be back tomorrow with Middleboro Matters with Eric Dunn. And
What time is that?
that's at 11 a.m.
11 o'clock. Okay.
So we'll have that tomorrow morning with Middleboro Matters. And as the weeks go on, we'll have guests here on Middleboro in Review. I think we have a couple in the pipeline, Don.
I think 2025 is going to be shaping up to be a great. I mean, not saying the past years were great, but I really think with Mark done with the Senate and spending more time here, and I think he's going to really pull up a lot. He knows a lot of people, so he's going to be a lot of people that he knows that they can be. So hometown talk is going to be really something to listen to. So just stay tuned. I mean,
right.
It's going to get good.
All right, we gotta go. I'll be back tomorrow. Bye bye, everybody.
So you're doing Sundays, Mondays, and Thursdays.
Well, he's live.
Sundays, Mondays,
He's live.
Saturdays, Sundays, Mondays, Thursdays. Right now,
Is
Yeah.
Monday and Thursday live?
Monday and Sunday are live.
Monday and
Shows,
Sunday,
yeah,
okay.
live
Yeah.
shows.
Yeah.
So what is Thursday? Thursday's a rebroadcast of...
Thursday is.
Weren't you
talk-
live at one time on Thursday?
Yes, I was.
Okay.
One of our guys was
I thought
Thursday.
so. I thought so.
But I mean, he's been doing the news and with Mark, and now he's probably going to be running the board for Mark now. I
Nice.
think because
Exciting.
Tony's in Florida now. He's going to Florida. So
He's a
I mean,
character, so I like
yeah,
listening to
no,
his
he's
stuff.
awesome. His last day was on the 31st.
I got a Bible study that I'm running over to.
Oh, really?
In Middleboro. In Middleboro, there's a Baptist North. I think it's considered North Middleboro, right, where the Baptist church is, right
Oh,
on
yeah, yeah.
19.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You're at school, right?
Yeah, exactly. Right across from the school. I appreciate this, guys.
Yeah.
This is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I enjoy this very much. We should try to do that next time if it's not too cold. We should try. I can make a commitment to go down.
Well, yeah. Just let me know. I mean, because he's here at 12, so we can
Yeah.
shoot down and get back here by the time I get.
Let's plan on it next time if you're okay with it, as long as the weather cooperates.
Yeah. I mean,
Bye, everybody.
If it's a little cold, yeah.
Oh, cold. I don't care about.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of